Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. This episode is brought to you by Jackie, our newest Haken artist and my wonderful partner in life. Today, I'm joined by Sergio, and we're going to talk about the latest art and ways to make the wait for Animal Crossing go faster, and of course, we're going to end this discussion by talking about cloud saves in Animal Crossing Switch. So to begin, hello Sergio, how you doing?
Hi Chewy, I'm doing quite well. What about yourself?
I'm doing well, just getting through a lot of things because we're going on vacation this weekend.
Right.
So we got videos to make. We're recording this podcast, just so you all know, a week in advance. So if any news comes out about Animal Crossing between now and then, there's a reason we didn't talk about it, and it's just because we recorded way earlier.
Right.
Yeah, so Sergio, it's been 1 week now since the reveal of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes.
How you feeling about this game? Do you think it's like going to be the best game ever, or is it just going to be
No, it's gonna be the best Animal Crossing. It could very well for a lot of us be the 2019 Game of the Year, even if it's not coming out this year.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm really hoping that we see more of it this year.
Yes.
I'm starting to think that, they don't have any reason to show us anything, they've clearly never have had a reason to show us anything. I feel like we still just got lucky that we got to see this game at E3. So at this point, I'm just expecting like maybe February, early March when we get a direct for this game.
Well, I think part of the whole mystery of the whole thing is they didn't want to reveal some of the key new changes to the game, and I think that's why they were so quiet. But now that we know most of the new things, I don't know, I think they might be a little bit more open, and also because they might see some of the concerns that people have, so they might want to address those by showing the game just a little more often, I think.
That's true. I think they were really open in a lot of the interviews that they had with people.
Yeah.
I know IGN got a lot of really good information on the game, and there were just a lot of things coming out from the developers and stuff just about making the game and other things you'll be able to do. They already reassured people that yes, Isabelle is in the game. Because, I mean, it's a little suspicious to not see a single special character outside of Tom Nook, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I really think that we have only scratched the surface to this game. I think there are a lot of things that we don't know. And my suspicions come from the end of the Nintendo Treehouse when Aya Kyogoku was just like, we want people to be able to play this game for a very long time. And that's exactly what I want. Like, I want to be able to play this game for a very long time. So I'm really glad they're going the direction they're going. And
Yes.
especially because, you know what? From here on out, I'm expecting 7 to 8 year waits for the next Animal Crossings to come out, which is going to be, it's going to be hard. But I don't know. I think we'll still have a good time playing this one for a while. So I don't think we have to get too anxious yet. And I also think we're going to be in a position, like I said last podcast, where we are more open and accepting of the spin-off titles. Because I think overall people were more positive about Happy Home Designer, and they were least positive about Amiibo Festival.
Yes.
And it's really hit and miss with Pocket Camp. Like, there are people who really like it, and then there are people who, just mobile gaming is not for them, so they were never going to be into it.
Right.
But anyways, we're getting into the discussion a little too quick. Let's stop and talk about this new Haken artwork, which is by, of course, Jackie, my partner, my wife. We are married. But she did say that she wanted to draw a piece for us, and I love this one so far. She did it with watercolor. She's been practicing her watercolor lately. And yeah, I guess basically I said, it's going to be the summer artwork. I want it to, give off that summer vibe. And what says summer more than going to the beach and hanging out, So we've got KK Slider in his camper. We've got some palm trees. We've got Marina, the octopus. who is laying on a towel, who, lucky enough, Jackie had not painted in the towel yet. So that is the design that was revealed from New Horizons.
Oh, nice. That's right.
Yeah, so that was really lucky. Then we have, of course, Pascal. He's got to be just chilling at the beach, and he's right there making a little sandcastle. It's really cute. I love the little T-shirt she gave him. And then Kid Cat is off in the back, always on an adventure, flying a kite.
Yes.
Yeah. So how are you liking this piece of art for the summer?
Oh, I like it a lot. It definitely goes, with the summer vibes, and it just gives you like a feeling of just relaxing at the beach. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and it's funny because it totally fits in with like what New Horizons ended up
Yeah.
being. Like it just fits that islander theme. So I think it's fun. I like to imagine that it's on the northern side, kind of facing east, I guess. And you're just
Oh,
at the end of your beach, as you walk along and the cliffs have risen.
yes.
You can tell in that first shot of the trailer. So that's where this setting is taking place. I love the little coconut cups for their drinks. And then we've got like the starfish and shells. And yeah, I just think this is a fun summer time in Animal Crossing.
Yes, and you're starting to get decorations outside, which is it's still amazing to hear that it's finally happening. And I mean, the artwork here captures it perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, while I was talking to Jackie with this, because she was asking me a lot of things, like what happens on the beach? Is there anything? And I was like, you know what? Funny enough, no.
Yeah.
There's not really anything you can do. You can plant flowers, you can plant coconut trees or banana trees, and outside of that, not really.
Yeah.
But people want there to be something on the beach, so let's get some of these items in there. Some of them that'll work out.
Yeah.
So originally that towel that was underneath Marina, it was going to be kind of the picnic blanket that
Ah,
shows up in the
yes.
game. Like the picnic setting that they have.
Yes.
But yeah, so she hadn't painted it in, and we saw the New Horizons trailer, and we were like, that's got to be in there. So yeah, I think that's really fun. But yeah, overall, I think we're excited. We have a lot of summer plans and everything, and I think one of those days will be like a beach day. So this gets me excited
Oh, nice.
already. Yeah, and you know what? Like KK Slider, I want to see him in different settings too. So I'm already starting to wonder
Mm,
what his thing is going to be in New Horizons, because we in one of those interviews, or Hisashi Nogami, one of them confirmed that we are going to see KK Slider every Saturday. And so I'm just wondering, like, where's he going to show up? Is he going to show up in a certain spot? Is he going to move around your island and you kind of have to look for him on a Saturday,
right.
or what? But this one, I just thought, this is his off day. He's choosing to just relax by the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome if he has rotating venues. It might be up to the player, to choose, or hey, just let him do whatever he wants. I kind of just hope that he's around from the very first Saturday that you get to play the game, but I don't know. I feel like that might not be the case, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think he might be. I'm getting the impression that he might be. And I do remember your complaint where New Leaf, like, he just shows up pretty late into the game
Right.
in New Leaf. So you can't enjoy KK Slider songs for a while. And then when you do, I don't know, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth where the first KK Slider song I got was from buying it at the store, and I was like, ooh, this feels
Oh,
dirty.
yeah.
This doesn't feel right. Like I need KK Slider to slip that bootleg into my pocket while I'm not looking.
Right.
Which is that's classic KK right
Right.
there. I had a thought about this, but I forgot it while I was going on about KK Slider. Yeah, something. Oh, yes, yes. I whenever I say yes, yes, I always think of Tom Nook. Regardless, though, this is the first of our monthly pieces. I know it's not quite the end of June yet, but it is summer, and this was originally intended to be the summer piece. But of course, we've reached our goal on Patreon, so I just want to thank everybody again, everybody who supports on Patreon. I always tell everyone, like, really, you don't have to support. It's completely optional. Like, if you ever have to stop supporting, go for it. Like, I want you to put yourself before me, you know,
Right.
and before us. But I don't know. Everybody's so generous, and we've gotten up to we're past 100 now. Like, we're on our way to the next $200 goal, which will be more of like creating merchandise for people to enjoy and everything. So yeah, it's really special to reach that. And now that we have reached that goal, we are going to be doing a monthly Haken piece. So August will be the next piece now instead of autumn. And that's a big
Oh.
thing, you know. Like, we talked about this a lot in the beginning, where we wanted to make a Haken art piece every month, and then eventually make a calendar, you know.
Yes.
And to see that that's going to be possible now, it's exciting. It's really exciting. But yeah, I once again, thank you, everybody. This piece I guess it's showing today for all of you watching, and it'll run through July, and then we'll have some new art show up, and eventually we'll all enjoy a nice little calendar to follow us. What I'm going to try to do, because I've done the calculations now.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get to 12 pieces if I rush some of them. And we should, I think we can get there in time to start this calendar in March, when Animal Crossing New Horizons comes out.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that makes sense. Yes.
So I'm thinking, typically, you know, a calendar is going to run from January to December, but this one's going to run from March to February, just to capture our first year with Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
You know?
that's awesome. Yes.
So I think we may need to rush like maybe 2 pieces, but other than that, this is going to be out, and hopefully
Right.
we can write down cute little notes about our gameplay while
Oh,
keeping track of the
yes.
days. So that's what I'm hoping that everybody can enjoy by the time this rolls around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I love that idea for sure.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to, and I hope everybody will enjoy it as well, because this is, small dreams, small dreams coming true right here.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our main topics for the show. And the first one is how to make the wait for Animal Crossing New Horizons go faster. So, Sergio, we kind of alluded to this last week, where I guess it came to me what we should talk about, but
Right.
we're in for the long haul here. We're looking at 9 months that we've got to wait for this game. That's almost a year. It's 3/4 of a year that we're going to be waiting. So that's a lot of waiting. And we want to help you all out. Think of ideas, of ways to make this wait go faster. So, Sergio, I've been doing a lot of talking. What are you thinking of doing to make this wait go by?
Oh man, well, it's gonna be tough, but yes, we have some ideas that we would like to share with everyone about the little things we can do to just to make things go faster. And as most of us are overall gamers in general, I mean, we definitely prefer Animal Crossing for sure. But on the other side of at least even on just Nintendo gaming, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have a gaming backlog. And now that we have a definite date for March 2020, we can kind of focus on what games we want to finish before then. And I mean, I have a big list, but one like big blemish in my record, if you will, for sure, it's a Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I mean, 9 months is a good time to finish that. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get everything. I know I don't have to, so it should be fine. And it's one that I definitely want to tackle before the sequel comes out. I'm guessing that one is gonna be at the very least in 2021. So getting it done before Animal Crossing, it's doable and it's worth it. I used to be a bigger Zelda fan than I am now, so I owe it to myself to finish this one for sure.
So, where are you in Zelda?
So in Breath of the Wild, I am only focusing on doing the shrines. I want to get more health and more hearts before I go for my first beast. I restarted my playthrough back when the game first came out. I did finish the first beast, the elephant. So I know where I need to go. I'm just taking my time and I'm kind of focusing on just like getting more energy and more stamina, just so like the rest of the game it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with that game because for a long time, at least when the Switch first came out, I literally that's the only game I really had to play, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't really play anything else. I mean, every once in a while I'd pick up Bomberman, I'd pick up Snipper Clips, and I'd get to enjoy those, but my main game was Zelda, you know? And
Yes.
so I spent a long time. I went and did every single shrine before going and fighting Ganon.
Oh wow.
so so yeah, I played through that game very thoroughly.
Nice.
And so but after doing that, I spent a good I don't know, year and a half not playing it. And in that time, the DLC came out and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." But I'm not in the mood yet. I've had a
Right.
lot of Breath of the Wild. And so eventually I did stream finishing the DLC, like story stuff, and
Yes.
it was fun. It was fun. I almost wish there was a little bit more for me to play because in that run through, like I went from playing like almost 200 hours to just playing for about 15, and I was like, huh, this doesn't
Oh.
quite feel like enough, you know?
Right, right.
Like the almost 200 felt like too much, and then the 15 was like, oh no, not enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun game. I think you'll enjoy it, Sergio.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think as far as older games or not recent like recent releases, I think that's gonna be the only one. The rest are gonna be mostly new games coming out. Some notable ones are Fire Emblem. I'm really looking forward to that one. Link's Awakening, the remake, Luigi's Mansion 3, and of course Pokemon. I'm planning to play them back to back, so that's gonna be really nice.
Yeah, I guess those do probably come out back to back in the order you
Yeah.
listed them, I think. So, yeah, those are fun. I'm definitely picking up all of those as well, but also add Super Mario Maker 2 for me. That comes out next week, which is going to
Yes.
be Friday. This Friday, everybody. Super Mario Maker 2 is going to happen. You know I'm going to be streaming that when I
Oh,
get the
that's right.
chance. And I think after that, we'll be doing Haken Movie Night. I should have put a reminder in here for that. I'll remind everybody at the end of the show.
Oh.
But Haken Movie Night this Saturday. But it's weird to say because this Saturday I'm actually going to be gone. And
Right.
this is a recording for next week. So I'm a little confused. um, but I agree with you, Sergio. I think the backlog thing is a good thing to go through. I imagine us being an Animal Crossing podcast, we probably all have a 3DS. If not, you've probably sold it and your copy of, maybe not your copy of New Leaf, but maybe you've sold your 3DS to put that toward a Switch because, you know, you gotta pay for a Switch for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like, you just can't go without playing that game. um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think looking at your backlog, seeing what you have to play, be it old 3DS games, maybe you've got a backlog of Switch games already, like Sergio and I do. I mean, the system's been out for a couple years, so there are things that we need to play. But I guess for me, I've been really, I want, this is a low key dream of mine. I don't mention it too much, but I want to make a video game. I have a couple ideas. One's going to be more of a life sim, of course, because I mean that's what I'm into. I love Animal Crossing, but the other one is an RPG. Like it's going to be an RPG, and with a twist that I'm not ready to mention yet. I've told you, Sergio, about it before, long
Yes.
ago. But I'm reaching that point in my backlog where I'm just playing through RPGs. Like I just bought Tales of Vesperia. I've had Xenoblade Chronicles 2 since it came out, but still haven't gone through it. And I
Right.
got Octopath Traveler right when that came out, and I'm still way early in the game. So I'm just starting to dig into my RPGs, which are all very long. And so it was like a blessing and a curse that Animal Crossing was delayed because there was no way I was going to have enough time to beat
All
any of
right.
these games, let alone all of them. So now that I have a little bit of extra time, I'm going to be taking advantage of that. I want to dig back into my time at Porsche because it's been a long time since I've played that. I've only really played it on stream. And then for a little while during a week, I was really digging into it. But now I think I'm trying to convince my friend to get it too, so we can kind of play alongside each other as well.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, as far as those like four games I listed, which are all very long, I'm going to be adding those same games to my list: Fire Emblem, Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion 3, Pokemon. Actually, of those, it's hard to say, but I might skip Link's Awakening at first.
Hmm.
It's one I do really want to play and get into, but I think I'm going to have to cut some of these out between what I want to play. Fire Emblem is a for sure. Pokemon is a for sure.
Yes.
Mario Maker is a for sure. I've already bought the game. But yeah, check your backlogs, everybody. I think that was a good answer, Sergio.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, I'll go into one of mine real quick. I tweeted the other day because I've been trying to tweet ways to make your weight go by faster. So my tweet said I wanted to start exercising a little more. It's something I used to do a lot. I used to go running pretty regularly, and then sometimes I'll start up and I go maybe once or twice a week and then drop off for another month, you know? So I wanted to get consistent with that. Exercise like 3 to 4 times a week. Just start with that. Which I feel like we kind of have been doing. We've been gardening on the weekends, so it's
Hmm.
hard work. It's like
Oh, yeah.
standing in the sun and digging holes. It's tough. I do not underestimate gardeners for sure. We want to go on vacation a lot. That'll take our minds off things. Like I said, this weekend, I'm gone. Well, last weekend, I was gone, everybody. I'm going to be stopping by Sergio's place, going to drop off your 3DS for you. And I can't pick up the green screen just yet, but I'll try to figure out what to do with it.
Yes.
Well, I might be able to get it out of your hair. And maybe my parents will visit at some point during the summer. So
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
we'll work that out. But regardless, we're going on vacation a lot. We got a lot of trips to California planned. But okay, this is another one of my little dreams is to learn Japanese. And
Oh.
it's something I was trying a lot harder to do in college. I wasn't taking classes or anything, but I was learning on the side on my own. I had a
Mm-hmm.
friend, her name is Kara, and I actually haven't talked to her in a long time. I don't actually know how I would be able to contact her at this point, but she was learning Japanese with me. And so we would just get together once a week and do some lessons and stuff. So that's something I want to get back into because I was learning like a lot of the hiragana, and so I
Mm-hmm.
I had those all memorized. Now I look at them and I'm like, oh no,
Yes.
I don't remember. I can't remember. So it's hard. I was trying today, and I failed. And then the other thing I tweeted was that I want to make some better YouTube videos. So I'm gonna work on that because I feel like they're getting better, but I think when you do creative projects and stuff, you can always kind of see, okay, I see where I can improve on this, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, I want to try to do that. I want to improve my YouTube videos, make them a little better, learn some more editing tricks because I think it'd be nifty. I'd love to make something a little more fun, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In going back to your desire to learn Japanese, That's really good. I really encourage you to do that. And I guess if you probably heard about this back when you were learning, it really helps to stay in the medium. Basically, reading manga, watching anime, all in Japanese, like staying as engaged as you can. And unfortunately, I know it would be very tempting for you to sort of read up on Animal Crossing Japanese news, to stay connected. That's not gonna make the wait that much faster, but it's gonna make the Japanese stick with you.
I mean, it might. I mean, I imagine there are like hours of articles that I'll get to enjoy if I knew Japanese.
Right,
Because I'm
right.
sure they're covering this game like crazy. I know you've given me one of those, is it Piku Pori magazines?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, you've given me one, and I look at it, and I'm just like, man, I wish I knew. I just wish I knew what this said. And so I just got another one. I sent you a picture of my CPKK slider amiibo,
Yes.
which I can read the hiragana on that one. That says Totakeke. So I'm proud of myself for that one. I'm like, ooh, I know something. But I do want to be able to look through the rest of the book and just see all the cool things that they're talking about for the game. I mean, at this point, it's like a 3-year-old magazine, but
Right.
but it's new to me, and it'll continue being new until I just learn how to read.
Right. And you can also read up on even the previous games. I'm sure there's a lot of really cool Animal Crossing articles in Japanese from, I mean, a lot for New Leaf and even the older games too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, I'm really always interested. Like, one of my life goals for this podcast is to have anybody from Nintendo who has worked on Animal Crossing on the show? So,
Oh,
like, having somebody like that would be amazing because it just gives you so much insight into the process of making the game. But I've been
right.
so entertained by articles, the few articles I've gotten to read or the few podcasts I've gotten to listen to that were with the developers of Animal Crossing, or at least people who worked at the treehouse on Animal Crossing. So
Right.
yeah, I imagine there are Japanese equivalents to that, and I need that. I need that in my life. um, because I
Yeah.
just want to be educated about this game. Because I don't know, I'm interested, and like I said, I want to make some video games of my own someday, and one of them is a life sim type of thing. So this is the greatest life sim of all time.
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So another item on my list to make the wait go faster, just to focus on some chores that you may have to do. I know I have one. I have a lot of old headphones that I've been acquiring for the past couple of years, and I don't use them. I know I should have sold them a long time ago, but I've just been too lazy. You gotta take photos of them. You gotta describe them properly so people know what they're getting into. That goes for a lot of things that are sold. So I've just been lazy, but I definitely want to do that before New Horizons because I don't want this little long lasting pending chore to get in the way of the amazing amounts of fun we're going to have. And there's a lot of things that some people might be putting off. Like if you want to redo your room or redecorate a part of your home or just engage on like a project or something that is going to take you a long time, you have 9 months and you can plan everything out and have it be done by March of next year and you're good to go.
I love this one because um I have some things that I want to sell. And
Hmm.
I'm the same as you. I haven't gotten around to it because of those same reasons. You just have to take pictures of it, write a description, list it somewhere, figure out how you're going to
Right.
ship it. Like it's a bit of a hassle to sell something. But
Yes.
I know there are plenty of people who are like, oh, I need a budget for this Animal Crossing game because one, I want to buy the game. Two, if they come out with the console, like a Switch console, I probably got to buy that too. So some
Yeah.
people like, I think it's a good time to look around your stuff, ask yourself if it sparks joy, Marie Kondo your place, and if not, don't be those people who throw things away. If you're gonna get rid of something, at least please donate it. Somebody else might find a good use for it, but the
Right.
stuff you think you can sell and get good money from, sell it. Throw a yard sale. Like yard sale day is, when is it? Like Labor Day or President's Day or something?
Yes. Right. Right.
Yeah. I don't know, you can just throw a yard sale, and then that's gonna go toward your Animal Crossing budget. So while you're waiting for the game, get a little extra money. I know Sergio and I we're probably gonna give out like 4 copies of this game, and I'll buy a couple, and Sergio will buy a couple, and like we're gonna be buying our own copies as well. And I already know we're both getting a digital and physical copy.
Yes.
So we're looking at like 4 copies of this game that we need to save up for. So I'm gonna sell some stuff. Now that I say that out loud, I need to sell some stuff and have my Animal Crossing budget set.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there might be a Switch too, Sergio, and
Oh,
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I'm gonna buy it.
right.
Especially if this well, I guess it's not a rumor. The developers have said that that's going to be 1 island per Switch, and if that's the case, I don't think I can do that. I think I need that second island. So,
Nice.
yeah, I think that's a good one, Sergio.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I guess I'll go over another one for me. I want to put a little bit more work into my Goodbye New Leaf series. I know I've been saying goodbye to New Leaf for months now, but the game just won't go away because Animal Crossing New Horizons just won't get here.
Yeah.
So I've been saying goodbye to it for a while, but I guess I feel like I don't log in enough. And what I want to accomplish is, at this point, like, I've done my paths and stuff, but I haven't made too much progress on the other 2 goals that I had, because I had 3 of them. And the other 2 were redesigning my home, my interior, probably exterior as well, just to get the perfect look for it. And then repopulating my public works projects, because I destroyed them all at one point,
Yes.
And I guess I feel like I enjoy it when I do play it. But I just want to revisit it a little more. I feel like I can put a little more work into it, and I am having a lot of fun playing the game while I'm just having fun with it. More than I had when I was kind of getting to the end of my playtime, like 3 or
Yes.
4 years in. I was like, I guess I don't really have to play this every week at that point. I'll just like check in when I feel like it. But then, of course, they did the Welcome Amiibo update, and then I came back to doing it daily for like half a year.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm having fun with it, and it's giving me like a new way to play the game. And I might even try to challenge myself to only play for like 15 minutes in a day and see how much I can do in that time.
Oh, nice.
Because doing
Nice.
that with Saint Rudo, that was a game changer for me. It felt like a really fresh way to play the game. Especially like City Folk, which has a little bit less to do than New Leaf does on a daily basis, but it was nice to try to fit it all in a short 15-minute segment,
Yeah, yeah. And with New Horizons looking the way it does, you already know what's different from New Leaf, and you can kind of like savor those things that, at least so far, we don't know if they're gonna come back, like being major. So you can kind of focus on the things that are most likely gonna change so much in the new game. You kind of get your feel for them before you finally say goodbye for good.
Yeah, definitely.
So another item on my list, and this goes back to our discussion last week and from a few other episodes, that yeah, I plan to record all the gameplay for New Horizons from my Switch. And like I said, I want to do at least like a weekly recap video or the best moments of the week. And for that, I need to learn at least basic video editing. And I kind of dabbled on that already a little bit, so I kind of ended up on the 2 ends of the spectrum. There was one app that I tried that it worked, but it worked too slow. So it was cheap and basic, and it works, but very, very slowly. And then I found another one that is very, very fancy, and it's free, which is nice, but it's a little overwhelming at first. I haven't really tried it. It's called Resolve. So I'm gonna try that one more, and I just want to cut videos down. I don't want to do a lot of editing, but I just want to cut down the best parts of the video with audio. I just gotta find the happy medium, and I have 9 months to mess around with this one or with other applications. I think that should be enough.
Yeah, I think that's a really good goal considering like you're going to have a lot of footage to sift through and it's good to know just like basic cutting and everything just to put things together.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. I really like that cuz I'm probably as excited as you are that you're going to be recording all of your gameplay. I admire that choice because it's gonna be cool like to be able to look back at it and see everything that you ever did in this game,
Yeah.
um, especially like a year down the line, 4 years down the line, you can go back and be like, I really liked how this looked before and now I don't quite like it, let's check out what's different.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a cool way to be able to look back and see everything. So I'll probably want to do like a monthly progress report or something just to be like, hey, this is my town right now. But at the beginning, I'm sure it'll have to
Mm.
be like weekly just to keep up with what you're doing.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be daily. Let's just be honest here. I'm going to look at my town, scour everything, get all the resources I possibly can, and craft as many things as possible.
Right.
So I'm so ready for that.
Oh, yes.
um, yeah, so another thing on my list is, and I guess this is more of, it's a little bit for me, a little bit for others too, but like if you have the opportunity to try out some of the spin off titles to Animal Crossing, it's like now's your chance.
Mm.
Because some people skipped over Happy Home Designer, and that game is fun. Like it's a pretty short game. You get the picture pretty quickly, but the things you unlock in it are amazing. Like there are so many new items in that game. So and just experiencing like decorating with that and just the half unit spaces and what you can do with your
Yes.
designs like that, it's cool. And then also seeing like the ceiling fans and the rugs for the first time. The rugs of course exist in Pocket Camp now, but some people also haven't played Pocket Camp and seen that. But there are a lot of really cool items, so I want people to like get to know some of the features that really might show up in New Horizons.
Yes. Hmm.
Because Ayakyo Goku is a big part of Animal Crossing. She, of course, co-directed New Leaf, but she did not leave the Animal Crossing game after that. Like,
Right.
she worked on Amiibo Festival. She worked on Pocket Camp. I'm sure she had something on Happy Home Designer, but I don't remember if I saw her in the credits of that. But regardless, like, she's been there. Like, she's very in tune with the series. She knows everything they've done before. And so and knowing that she's directing New Horizons, I'm sure there's some things that are going to be of inspiration from those games. So I'd say
Mm.
it's
Hmm.
worth checking them out and getting to know like some of the new things that you might run into in New Horizons.
Yes, I particularly agree about Happy Home Designer because that is the most. That's the spin-off that it's most like the traditional games, and it's the one that introduced the most features that seem that they're gonna be mainstays in the mainline games. So for sure, if you haven't, I know I haven't, so it's a good reminder for me to really, get to know Happy Home Designer and everything it introduced.
Yeah, yeah. And I mentioned Happy Home Designer and Pocket Camp because those are the easiest to be able to play. At this point, it might be if you don't have a Wii U, I wouldn't recommend trying to hunt one down just to play Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Not going to be worth your time. And at this point, like so many things have been ported from the Wii U. There are very few things that are exclusive to it. There still are some exclusives that I think are pretty good, but overall, if you don't have a Wii U, don't try to get Amiibo Festival. I will make videos. I have videos.
Right.
And you're going to get the picture from those. Like, you don't have to play it.
Yes.
But Happy Home Designer, it's cheap. It's like $20 on the 3DS. It's easy to pick up. There's amiibo functionality that you is not required. Like everything that the amiibo do, you can run into in the game without them. So it's not required at all. And then Pocket Camp, of course, is probably the even easier to pick up because it's free. But you can at least get a taste of the crafting. See how you feel about that.
Yes.
I'm sure it doesn't. I think I'm gonna like the crafting a lot better in New Horizons, but you can see the origins of this idea in this game. So I feel like it's worth checking out.
Yes, yes, definitely. So another thing on my list, and I know we kind of joked about this in the past, and now honestly, now seeing the wait and that it's gonna be 9 months, I'm just gonna sleep more. It's been time for a while, so this is like the perfect reason for it. So lately, I did increase it not that long ago from 5 hours to 5.5. Now I'm thinking I'm just gonna go to 6 hours at least. I just gotta do it. I know if I sleep 6 hours or more, just a couple of days in a row, I'm just gonna get used to it. I just gotta start doing that actually.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna need your sleep. I want you to get more sleep, Sergio. But I think that's a good goal. I think overall, like just taking care of yourself in some way, being I guess aware of your physical health, your mental health. I think that's a good way to pass the time for the next 9 months. Like whether it's sleeping more, exercising more, like I mentioned, some people really
Mhm.
benefit from like meditation and that sort of stuff. So yeah, have some you time is what I'm trying to say.
Right, right. And speaking of sleeping, I know I'm gonna have to change my overall schedule because I think I'm gonna go with the night owl ordinance, if there's even ordinances in New Horizons. But basically, I'm gonna be playing late at night, and I'm happy to say my vacation request was approved. So I do have my 2 week vacation for when the game comes out. I think that's gonna be the perfect time frame for me to readjust my sleeping schedule.
Yeah, that is. It's going to be a perfect time. Also, I am going to bring up something a little bit later in the podcast about that night owl ordinance. And
Right.
so, yeah, I made a note of that, but I'm glad you're bringing it up now. So be ready for it. I didn't have anything else
Nice.
on my list. I think you had one more.
I do, and it's something that I'm mulling over. It's very early in development, but basically, I'm thinking of doing a mini podcast of sorts. It's not gonna be related to Animal Crossing or to games. Actually, in particular, it's more about having good vibes in life and staying positive and just the good things that come with all the good feelings. And, it's something I definitely want to try within these 9 months, whether this experiment finds an audience or it doesn't. It's something that I really want to try before New Horizons is in, so that if it does stick around, I kind of settle on a good schedule of releases for, I'm thinking like a 15-minute or 30-minute weekly little segment. But yeah, it's going to be something very different, and it's something I'm really excited about.
I think that's awesome. I know I've had like a second podcast type of idea for a bit that I haven't gotten around to helping my friend with, but yeah, I think that's a cool way. Like if you have other projects that you want to do, that's a good way to fill the time for sure, because they always
Yes.
take more time than you expect them to. um,
Yeah.
but also like you don't really notice it because you're having a good time working on that.
Yes, and that's the best way to make time go faster when you're having fun and you don't even realize, oh, it's already February.
Yeah, that's true. I'm really excited to check this out, Sergio. I'm excited that you've got another project in the works.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so we've been going pretty long, so let's go ahead and move into our next topic, and that is cloud saves for Animal Crossing Switch. And news reports have been saying that the developers have told us there are just no cloud saves. Like, they're essentially, if you buy into the Nintendo Switch Online service, you get a bunch of different things, and one of those is cloud saves. It works with a lot of games. Some games are not compatible. I'm looking at you, Splatoon 2. But Hisashi Nogami
Yeah.
not only works on Animal Crossing, but also works on Splatoon 2. And funny enough, both of his big games here are said to not support cloud saves, which is there are fans who are worried about it because right now, the situation with saves on the Switch is that they are saved to your console. And it's literally the console. It's not saved to an SD card. It's not saved to your cartridge. It is stuck on the console. Recently, they
Yes.
added a way to transfer over save data. So they're making efforts to move things in some way. But overall, Animal Crossing will not support cloud saves. It has one island on your system. So if anything were to happen to that system, that save, that file, if things are corrupted, lost, damaged, you can expect that you will have to play all through that again, which in some sense it might be a blessing because maybe you didn't really like what you were doing. In
Right.
others, it could be a curse because maybe you really liked what you were doing, and it's hard to recover from losing a month worth of progress or even a year worth of progress
Yeah.
later. And so I'll talk about a little bit of one of my scares. So my Switch, I've had to send it in for repairs. The fan was overheating. Well, it wasn't working
Mhm.
properly, so my Switch was overheating. Mostly from Splatoon. Splatoon runs hot. But I waited because I said, you know what? Cloud saves are coming. They're about 3 weeks away. At this point, we knew they were coming,
Right.
and my Switch was just starting to get to that point where it was overheating enough to shut down. So
Oof.
it was a bad state, you know.
Right.
And my worry here was I obviously play Splatoon a lot. I have a lot of different gear and things that I worked for hours to make. And
Right.
all of that, there was a chance that it was going to be gone. When you send your things in, they tell you that they don't guarantee that your saves will be saved.
Mhm.
Ironically enough, but I decided to wait and salvage as many games as possible. So I backed up all my games except for Splatoon, and I was like, all right, if I have to play Splatoon another 700 hours to get what I've got, I'll do it. I mean, I don't know how long it'll take me to do that as much now, because I don't, surprisingly enough, like I play that game all the time, I still don't play it as much as I used to.
Right.
Regardless, so it was at the point where I had to just hope that my Switch was going to come back fully intact with all the saves. And
Mhm.
luckily enough, it was. I got it back and my Splatoon data was not missing. So that's good. But it's scary. Like, imagine being in a post Animal Crossing New Horizons world and you just know that you're going to send in your Switch for repairs and there's no guarantee that the island that you've grown to love is going to come back with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my experience with being scared of not having cloud saves. And then the other thing I'll point out is I've told this story. My brother, he got New Leaf when it came out with me. A month into the game, his file corrupted and all of it was gone. And that just killed the game for him. Like he didn't pick it up after that. And it's been 6 years now. So,
Oh wow.
so yeah, it's rough. So I don't want to see that happen to people is my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like it's one of those things that technically it's not an issue until it becomes an issue, and when it does, it's a really big one. Like you said, I only know of one person that lost their save data from their Switch games, and the reason being is because they actually lost the system, and they weren't able to back up their saved games at that point. Now we do, but it's again, it's not all the games, and it's looking like Animal Crossing New Horizons is not gonna be part of the games that we're gonna be able to have a backup on the cloud. I also know somebody that lost their New Leaf data. I want to say about 3 months into New Leaf, doing a system transfer of all things, something that you follow a procedure and you expect things to work, and they just don't. And New Leaf was also a game that Nintendo didn't allow you to back up a save. And yeah, lo and behold, there are people getting lost because they get a new Animal Crossing theme 3DS, they transfer over their game, and New Leaf doesn't make it. And that's really sad because our save files are very dear and near to us. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of hours at least. Some of us even play thousands of hours. And just to think of all of that time potentially just poofing away out of nowhere, not for. It's not necessarily your fault either. So it's really scary. And I think the developers should come up with a nice way, the middle ground. We don't want cheating, of course, and if they don't want to allow time travel, that's fine. It's their vision of their game. They're making it, but there should be a way for you to have a backup of your save file at least once a month, or if they allow you to have it and implement it only when you're starting a new game, like if you lost your Switch. And you get a new one, and you have a backup that you can only use when you're starting a fresh new game. At least that way, they prevent cheating, and you still have a backup of your town.
Yeah, that's true. I would just like some way, like you're saying, like just some way to be assured. And maybe, I know some people have mentioned, like, maybe just back it up once a month or something, because losing a month of progress is a lot better than losing a year of progress. And like you said, it's not even like just the hours we spend in the game. It's like, it's literally a game that depends on playing every day. So outside of the hours, like, you're putting in real life time commitment to to what you're building. So it's pretty crazy. I had some questions here, and one of them was, what could be the reasons for no cloud saves? And you kind of talked about it a bit in your answer, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the main reason they're saying is to prevent time travel and basically duplicating items or cheating, as they say.
Yeah. So I'm going to go off of this because I did not believe the reason for this at first, which was to prevent manipulation of time. And I assumed it meant that they were preventing the manipulation of time in the sense of, like, getting rid of an item, then going back to a time where you still had that item,
Yes.
I assumed it was mostly about the items, but now I'm starting to think they might not let us time travel in this game. And there are two reasons I have this suspicion. The first one is that Nook they've already told us that Nook's shop is going to be open 24/7. Which is not something that has ever happened before.
Yes.
Like, the shop is always open from morning till sometime in the night, and then it closes. Like, a big part of the game is that things are closed at some point during the day. But if Nook's shop never closes, is this going to be the same for other things? Like, are we going to be seeing a world in Animal Crossing where things are always open? Because one reason to do it, even though this kind of takes away the real-time aspect by having things open all the time, I think one reason they could do this is that's one of the biggest gripes for people, that they can't play during a time where things are alive and bustling, Like, you can't, if you miss a day with the shop open, then you're just out of luck, You gotta, some people will change their clocks so they can play while the shops are open. But now, it takes away that reason. If the shops are open 24/7, you don't really have to time travel. Like, you can just play. The other thing that they mentioned was that they said that Pocket Camp was not going to be directly connected with New Horizons, but there are going to be collaborative items. And if I know anything from my time playing Pocket Camp, it's that these new items, like event items, take place at a specific time. So we're connected to a server that has the times of when things are available, And I'm assuming if we're going to have collaborative items, some of those items are going to be timed things that are available in Pocket Camp at the same time. So they might, like, our clock may be connected to another server, and our time will just exist according to our time zone and location on our Switch console itself.
Right.
So if that's the case, I don't think we're going to be able to time travel. And so the reason for not having cloud saves is, I don't know. I guess I just feel like they're taking away some stuff that will
Right.
require us not to have cloud saves. But I don't know. I just don't know. It seems like there's something in the works that we don't know about that is making them feel like cloud saves should not be a thing. And it could be because of those collaborative items with Pocket Camp, where you get one and then you just keep getting more by going back in time. But maybe the
Right.
game physically cannot work that way because it's locked to a clock that we cannot control. But I don't know. But
Yeah.
if that's the case, like, why not allow cloud saves? So I'm confused. I go back and forth on it. I just don't know.
Right, right. Or, maybe they could even implement something with the Nintendo Switch online application on your phone. And you bring up a lot of good points about what they're going to be doing, especially with the Pocket Camp special items integration. So maybe we're going to be able to back up at least part of our progress on our phone. And in case of, an unfortunate accident or something, we can at least recover the layout or the villagers we had. Maybe not all of our items, but at least, something that we don't have to start absolutely from scratch again, because that's sort of the beauty of the game, but we don't want to have to do that, more than once.
Yeah. Yeah, not unless we have that second island that
Right.
we can mess around with and do whatever we want. Because a lot of people do that. Like, they buy another Animal Crossing game just to do something else, something that they
Yeah, yeah,
couldn't do in their main game, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Is it an issue to not have cloud saves, or do you think, like, is this just a lesson? Like, are they just trying to tell us? Because a lot of their reasonings have always been like Rossetti saying you can't reset life. So he
Right.
said don't reset. Like that was always the rule, and it was because it was trying to
Yes.
get across that you just can't reset life, and if things get lost, that's just how it is. I feel like Animal Crossing, it goes beyond other, I guess, life sims by throwing a life right at us at times, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. It stands out for that, and I feel like we've learned those lessons of like your best friend moving away, and they're gone, and you just have to live with that, you know.
Right.
So
I see the angle. It's a good one. It's interesting, and for sure I can see them thinking that way and trying to implement that. But I'm gonna stay on the side that I think it is an issue because we could lose so much and it's so dear to us. I'm sure the same thing would apply to something like Splatoon 2. So, yeah, for sure, it's not a heavily competitive game, or, if it is competitive, most of the time it's because we make it like that. But Animal Crossing, it's very important to the players, and I think there should be a way for us to back up at least part of our progress. I'm all for preventing duplication of items and other potential cheats, but it's nice to have that security because you never know when that's going to happen.
yeah, because one of the big benefits is that like New Leaf kind of suffered online because a lot of players could just duplicate items, and so things were like wildly priced or not valuable at all. Like it was hard to tell. And
Yes.
so I think sorry, there's a bug flying around me right now. I think with being able to prevent that, I think it'll keep the kind of online and ecosystem a little bit healthier than it was for New Leaf.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
so if you all care about cloud saves and really want them, some of our friends from the Discord have put together a petition. I have it linked in the description of the podcast, so if you want to sign, it's available for you. I've shared it on Twitter as well, so it's in a couple places, and you can find it in the Discord too if you are there. But yeah, check it out. If you care about cloud saves and want to make sure your town is all right, then go ahead and sign it. All right, so let's
Yes.
go ahead and move into Haken's Villager Corner. For those of you who don't know, we every week we ask our patrons a question and we read some of their answers. So this week's question was, how do you feel about the crafting added to Animal Crossing New Horizons? So, Sergio, do you want to go first with the answer?
Yes. So our first answer for this week is by Alex or Coconut, and he says, at first hesitant. The more I think about it, excited. Crafting items yourself, whether in a video game or in real life, gives them a stronger sense of ownership to you. You made that item. It's a cool feeling. Looking forward to making items for myself and other Haken Islanders.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of my feeling with it too. I feel like it just makes you a more active, it gives you a more active role in collecting. Because
Mhm.
in every other Animal Crossing game, we show up at a store, see what's available, buy out whatever we want, and then that's it. Like, we got that item. There's not really anything to it. But now, there's a little bit of work to getting those items, you know? And I imagine, like, maybe the new special character that they add is somebody that has extra crafting materials for you to buy every once in a while.
Oh, nice.
That'd be an idea, you know, that'd be some way to give you a little bit extra to do each day. Um, but yeah, I really do like that it just makes you an active part of the collection versus just kind of getting lucky and checking the store and seeing, oh, they have what I want today. Cool. I'm going to buy it. um,
Right, right. And I can definitely see them in eventually adding really rare items that you have to craft. Like something really nice, like a very nice wooden sculpture that you have to collect. Oh, I don't know, 1,000 pieces of wood, right? And that's gonna take a long time, but if you accomplish it, you get this amazing looking sculpture and you're gonna be very proud of it and you're gonna wanna place it prominently in your home and you're like, man, I took the time and the effort to get all that wood and craft this. This is good. So it's gonna give you a really cool sense of ownership, like Alex said.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. So Smitten said, definitely excited about the whole concept. It gives that fresh feeling to Animal Crossing to have a new way to experience the whole journey. It feels more like we actually put the effort into making each item instead of just spending bells and that's it. I really hope to see what some of the seasonal bigger tasks will be. Maybe we'll need help from other people to achieve some of them. So far things are looking great and I expect it will be even better the more we find out in the future. So what I like
Mm.
about this is bringing up like seasonal things, because it'd just be really interesting to see like, oh, I need these types of weeds that are like fall autumn weeds, you know, to craft this
Yes.
thing. So it also just brings a lot of variety to the types of items that you can make each year.
Yes, and it's gonna go back to like when we missed the scorpion or the tarantulas in New Leaf, and we're like, oh well, I'll just have to wait for next year. So I can see that happening a lot with crafting items. We're gonna be left over with some 20 spring or so crafting materials, and then you have those for next year because we're gonna be playing the game for years, so we're gonna be crafting for years, and it's good to have a backlog of supplies.
Yeah, I'm definitely into that, especially like that gives you so much replayability each year when you say, "Oh, I'm so much better prepared to make literally everything from this year," you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So Denise says, at first I thought, wow, that's totally not Animal Crossing. And so I was scared that this new game is totally different to the Animal Crossing games I knew so far. But then I watched the trailer and the Treehouse presentation over and over again, and I have to say, I love it. I love the new crafting mechanism. It makes all the materials available worthier, and those people who don't want to craft something could just sell weed and wood to buy items from the Nooklings. Yes, Denise brings up a really good point that we don't have to craft everything. We also have the option of buying items like we have done in the past Animal Crossing games. So it's a really cool feature. I think most people are very positive on it, but for those that want, the traditional buying items directly, you're gonna have that option, and I think that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I do really appreciate that they took that into account. And I imagine like the items that we'll be able to buy, maybe some will be ones that we can craft, but I'm guessing that we'll have like items that we can only buy. So
Right.
I think that'll add to the variety and really just add to the excitement, because not only do you get to find new crafting recipes to make new things, you also get to check the shops and find new things. So overall, the excitement, it just keeps coming, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So Verity B says, I was really hesitant, but after understanding the freedom it's going to give us, I'm actually excited. We won't have to wait for furniture to come into the shop if we don't want, but if we don't want to craft, we probably won't have to. Giving us that freedom and choice is what I respect the most about the game. And I think that's a good point, because one thing that we've run into with the topic of crafting is just like how many people really didn't think it was a good idea, you know? There are
Mhm.
people who didn't want to have to craft things in Animal Crossing, and they went to the extent of like saying that it would ruin the game. But I think it was a good thought to keep both options available, you know?
Yes, oh yes, for sure. So Control Tabal says, as a pocket camp defender, I'm well aware how crafting can change the dynamic of the gameplay. Animal Crossing has always been a game where you could run out of things to do in a day once you reach a certain point. Crafting, combined with outside decorating, can extend gameplay immeasurably. Yes, Quantrell, that's very true. Imagine, a lot of us are just gonna want to buy the items that are available every day, and those are limited. There's only a couple each day, and then after that, we always have the option of crafting. Who knows? I mean, most likely there's gonna be a limit on that too, but at least now we have two daily limits to reach for, and then we also have the potential other limit of just getting supplies for later. For next day.
Yeah, definitely. It just gives you more to do each day, and I think that's important.
Yes.
Because I have a feeling like not only are we gonna have more to do each day, we're gonna have more to do each month, each season, each year, and the
Ah,
game's just gonna keep on giving. And this gives them a real opportunity to be like, hey, we are going to update this game with like new crafting recipes each month or something. And so I think it gives them an easy way to keep the game fresh. Which
yes.
seems to be like the direction Nintendo has been going with games. Like since Splatoon 2 was a thing, Nintendo has been going that route of like, oh, we should do an update every month or so just to keep the game
Mhm.
fresh. This bug is flying over me. I'm about to get it. Oh, I think it went too far. I'm gonna get this bug. It's a mosquito and it wants to eat me. um, but yeah, I think just overall, it's gonna keep things fresh, and there's gonna be more opportunity to really just bring more life to the game every single month.
Yes, and we love Animal Crossing for all the value that it gives us, and then it just keeps giving us more. So that's insane, but hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. So our final answer is from Sasha505, and they said, the first time that I watched it, I wasn't sure. But not too long after that, I fell in love with it. It still feels relaxing, which is nice, probably because you slowly unlock more things that you can craft. If it was possible to craft everything right from the start, I don't think I would like it as much. I wouldn't know where to start. Also, you don't need to pay for public works projects anymore since we can craft everything now. We need to pay off a lot of debt to our house this time, but I wonder if there really will be that many things to pay off besides our house. Maybe they'll come up with some other things to pay off. And yeah, I guess that's one thing that is a question still, because I wanted more debt, and in some ways there is more debt, but I don't know if there are as many things to pay off, but maybe there will be in the future, you know?
Yeah, maybe, the other two villagers and more as time goes by that start with you in the island, maybe you're gonna be able to help them out to pay their tent or their house quicker. That would be a cool way to extend the debt.
Yeah, I'm really glad they're going to be paying things off as well. I think that's something that we definitely needed to see because I've always kind of dreamed of villagers being able to, I guess, just grow their home like we can, you know?
Right. Hmm.
Because I always felt like it was unfair to them that they would be essentially in the same house, but it would be emptier and emptier because you'd buy everything
Yes.
from them. But now they can craft their own things, they can pay off their own debt. So I'm excited to see how the villagers will grow.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you want to be part of the conversation on all things Animal Crossing, join our Discord. I have a link in the description of this podcast. It's totally free to join. You don't have to be a patron. And if you do join, you can get Sergio and my friend codes. If you do want to become a patron, please visit patreon.com/ChewiePlaysNintendo. For just $1, you can support our show, get tons of cool things, and you can see our current goals to improve the show and our content. We try to make it really worth it because we appreciate your support, and like I said before, we have reached our first big goal, and this new artwork is part of that. Like next month, we're gonna have, well, not July, but this will run through July, and then August, we're gonna have some new artwork for you all to enjoy. And every month, you can expect something new and exciting, and it'll be one of those things that makes the wait go by a little faster, you know?
Oh, yes, yes.
If you are watching or listening on YouTube, please leave a comment about what you planned on doing to make the wait for New Horizons go faster. And please leave a review of the show wherever you're listening. It helps the show gain some visibility and allows our community to grow. And once again, thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.